So this is what's happening at GNU Image Manipulation Program headquarters, right? At their HQ. This is what happens, right? Wherever, however it's done, if it's online or whatever, someone comes up with something and says, "Oh, wouldn't it be clever if it did this?" And then someone else goes, "Yeah, maybe it could do this as well." And then someone else goes, "Yes, and under these particular conditions it could do this as well." And then they all just have a simultaneous orgasm over their wonderful ideas, and then they just throw it into the software and then press send, and then boom, the software has this blithering idiot's moronic vomit into the software. And no one said anything about it, no one stopped it, no one policed it, no one said, "Hang on, it makes the thing awkward to use. It makes it overcomplicated. It makes it a convoluted thing to get the thing done that you want to do, and it causes all sorts of extraneous nonsense to come onto the screen as the user's working." Now, if they'd only asked the question, "What's it like to use?" they would have had the idea, and someone would have said, "I'm sorry, it can't go in." But not at GNU Image Manipulation Program headquarters. I know it's free open source software. I don't care. This is what's going on, and this is what needs to be changed. It's simple. It's very simple. They need to stop doing what they're doing and instead basically follow the principles. Don't reinvent the wheel. Keep it simple. The customer is always right. And I don't know, there's another one. But the point is, they're just abandoning the principles of design, of good design. They've just thrown it all away, and they're just off on their own little mission to see how much rubbish they can stuff into one piece of software. Frankly, it looks like the software appears as if people have too much time on their hands. That's how it feels to use the software. It feels as though someone sat there going, "I know I shouldn't make this alteration, but I can't stop myself. Ah!" And they just go ahead and do it. And the software suffers, and it's got hundreds, I think, of instances of this all over it. There's no uniformity, there's no congruity. It's just a hodgepodge, mishmash mess of people trying to overdevelop something. "Oh, maybe it should do this as well. Maybe it should do this as well." And the software suffers. It doesn't need to be half as powerful as they reckon it is. It's not powerful because you can't use the thing, because it's so stuffed full of crap that you don't need. It just, you end up stepping, every time I click something, I'm like, okay, what's going to pop up? What kind of thing's gonna be selected or not selected? It's so complicated, and you're just forever thinking, "Oh, I hope I haven't forgotten something." And every 5 minutes you have, because it's just too complicated. Compare it to Photoshop. Photoshop's relatively complicated, but they've narrowed it down, they've streamlined it and made it simple. It works. It's not the best software in the world, but compared to this GNU Image Manipulation Program affair, there's just no comparison. I wish I could get through to the guys who are developing this thing and just basically tell them, stop what you're doing and leave it alone. Withdraw all of this extra. If you've got a list of changes you made, each one that you found yourself saying, "Oh, wouldn't it be clever if," get rid of it. If it's over and above the basic bog standard way that the thing would work, get rid of it. It's not needed, it's not necessary, it's extraneous, superfluous nonsense. You don't need it. And all it does is it makes the user have to tiptoe through their use of the software thinking, "Well, I hope that I haven't made a mistake," and it's not necessary. You could take away at least half of the fancy functions that you can do. Why do I need to have specific hotkeys? It's hotkey hell. if I press control under different, so if I press control because I'm trying to press control and Z to undo something, oh no, if you press control under these circumstances it does this, because someone thought it would be clever for one particular user one time to be able to do this while they're doing this. Just keep it simple. Make the user come out of one tool in order to go into another. Don't make it so that if they press control the entire tool changes, so that you're in a different tool and you're like, what? Sometimes I accidentally press control before I do something because I try and do something else that you would expect to do, to like control and Z to undo, and the screen completely goes a different colour because, oh, under this circumstance, if you press control, it changes it into the paint bucket button tool. What the hell are these people smoking? Just leave it. Make it simple. People don't need all these little things that you could do, and isn't it clever? It's not clever. It's a nightmare. You've literally made a piece of software which is a living hell to use. It's unbelievable how bad it is. It's like an object lesson in how to ruin software. And I bet these guys are sitting there going, yeah, I'm part of that project. Woohoo! It's great. It is absolute trash. And the answer is leadership. Someone has to have the backbone to say no when someone comes up with bleats about some wonderful idea. Just leave the thing alone. Just cut it back, if anything. But you know what? If you tell them to cut it back, they'll obsess about that. Oh, we could cut this off as well. Oh, we could. Oh. You know, as much as I don't really like Photoshop, I have to say that there is something to be said for economic pressure. Because free open source software is like a child wielding a nuclear weapon. It's crazy. These people are out of control. No one's leading them. Blah, 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 blah. Look how wonderful and creative. No one cares how creative you are. No one cares about your wonderful little thing. Oh, but it has to go in. No, it doesn't have to go in. Because guess what? If people were paying for it, they'd be calling you up in their droves, telling you, don't put this crap in our software. That's what they'd be doing. That's what they'd be saying. But you guys are like, no, we're wonderful. Everything we do is elite. Well, I'm sorry, guys, it's not true. And you need to look at yourselves in the mirror and actually say to yourselves, look, there's a problem. It's such a pity. The software, you can see that the software should be good, but it's atrocious. It's absolutely it's like if you had art students designing a car for the market. The first issue of this car to the market would be sent back because it's so covered in nonsense that you don't need. I don't know how else to put this. It's awful software. I've made numerous videos about it. I'm probably going to make more. I'm just so sick of this software. I have to use it for a project I'm working on. I can't change to a different piece of software, and every time I use it, I just have to walk away. Like every 5 minutes I have to go, okay, fine, I'm walking away, just to keep my temper in check, because I want to strangle the people who've designed it, because you can see that they're sitting there going, yeah, I made all these wonderful things happen, and every single one of their great ideas is trash. All they had to do was a simple thing, and they've just made it into a disaster. So that's GNU Image Manipulation Program. Congratulations, you idiots. You've completely shafted a decent piece of software. It really could be good, and it's just so appalling that it's that bad. And you'll still have some developer type person going, oh no, it's extremely powerful. No, you just have to understand it. No, it has to be usable. It doesn't matter how wonderful it is in developer land. If it's not usable by the person who's going to use it, it's rubbish. And how many people in developer land do you think are graphic artists? Very, very few. So you've made a product that might be stupendous for developers, but it's rubbish for the intended market. What can I say?